Stranahan's Diamond Peak. Should this be on your to-buy list? Stay tuned for the Whiskey Whistle. Hello my whiskey curious friends, welcome to Whiskey Whistle, your wise choice in independent whiskey and spirits reviews, bringing you whiskey review number 283. This comes from Colorado, and it's a single malt, just like you requested on my community feed. This is Stranahan's Diamond Peak, and my second Stranahan's on the channel, so really excited about this. And for the people that want to know, this is 47% ABV, 750 milliliters, and this is from batch number 24. This is their oldest expression, and it's probably on the order of, I don't know, 7, maybe 8 years old. This is matured in virgin, new charred oak barrels, just like bourbon. And they say it's a number 3 char. Let's get it poured. Whoa! That sort of ran away on me there. Well over 30 milliliters, I think, and a hefty pour. I'll have to make work of that tonight or tomorrow after I finish the review. Do you know what I do with my whiskeys after I've reviewed them? Sometimes, if I don't want to consume them that night, I'll put a cover on them, and that could be anything from a saran wrap cover, like a plastic wrap cover, a Ziploc bag zipped shut with the air sucked out, or even something like this. And yes, it'll be just fine tomorrow. In fact, if you're in Winnipeg, you can even just leave it like that, and the temperature and so on will basically almost just leave it as is for the next day. You might lose a little bit of volume, but not very much, and it'll be just fine. But if you're worried about that, just put the cover on it, or saran wrap, or a Ziploc bag. Try that out. All right, so for the Stranahan's Diamond Peak, we will check out the color of the whiskey, the legs. We'll check out the nose, the palate, the taste, and the finish, the aftertaste, before giving it a Whiskey Whistle whiskey score and telling you whether you should go out and get a bottle of this. And did I mention that? That's a batch number 24, 47% ABV. I'm repeating myself because actually I screwed up the first opening of this review, so not sure what I said or didn't say at this point. The cool thing about Stranahan's, you get this excellent jigger. This is a, let's see, a 2-ounce jigger. 2 ounces is the upper mark there. And if you look inside, you even got a 1 ounce mark as well. So very useful tool. It also makes it a very attractive bottling for this one. The typical one is silver, and I think I have that here. Let me just grab it. Did I put it on a bottle? Here it is. Okay, so the typical one is like stainless steel, and then for Diamond Peak they do a black matte. And now they also have a sherry finish, which has, I believe, a reddish tinge to the jigger on there. So very nice, and it fits just nicely. One comment: if you happen to take this home and you can't get this off, just take a blow dryer directly at that metal part at a hot setting. Okay, don't worry about that. It's not going to wreck the bottle or anything. Just get the blow dryer on there. What that's going to do is that's going to expand the metal slightly. And glass does not really expand as much as metal does under heat conditions. So then you should be able to nudge that off. And a very sturdy bottle, so don't worry about you're not going to break the neck or anything like that. Okay. And trust me, I tried that. You can check that out on Twitter. Mine was stuck. I could lift the whole bottle up with this thing, and I was shaking it. It would just not come out. And the company contacted me, but due to my own research, I figured out the blow dryer method, and it worked like a charm. All right, on to the legs for Stranahans. Roll it around, get it ready, and here we go. Very slow legs. These might be some of the slowest legs I've seen for single malt whiskey. Extremely slow. And that might be owing to the fact that this is a single malt that is matured only in virgin oak casks, with exception of their sherry finish variety. The basic one is excellent. This one I really enjoy. Then there's also the Snowflake, which is only available at the distillery, I believe, and then the new sherry finish. Let's hope that they start to get that in more markets, because this really would have global appeal, in my opinion, and definitely appeals to bourbon drinkers as an alternative, something new to try, new flavors, being single malt. But it's basically a straight malt. It's got 51% or more of malt, malted barley. In fact, 100% in this variety, and that's the only reason why they don't want to call it straight malt, is because in fact it is all malt. All right, so onto the palate. Sorry, under the nose. Pardon me. You get distinct wood warmth, and I'm guessing a lot of the wood actually may be local, but also big cola and something kind of like Dr. Pepper. Now, I really noticed that, especially in their basic yellow labeled bottle. Here it's a little bit older, so it's presenting as more like a vanilla cola, vanilla Coke. Just huge vanilla. And coming off of the Yoichi woody and vanilla, this is actually not too dissimilar in terms of its sort of wood forward flavors. And there's definite sweetness there. If I were to pick out a fruit for this, it would have to be a baked apple. And maybe some sweet chestnuts, sweet grilled chestnuts. All right, cheers everybody. Oh, and a big thank you to my cousin Andrea. She brought this back for me from Colorado, along with another Colorado whiskey, which will come up in another review. That's 291 Colorado Rye Whiskey. And in fact, I even have the 291, the bourbon from Mel over at Ace Lee on Wix site /acely62.wixsite.com/whiskey vault. All right, anyway, so thanks again, Andrea. And Andrea will be on my show when it works, probably over the holidays. That's going to be a special event on a Friday. And we have a special name for that already. I'll reveal that in the future. Okay, the palate. Mmm. Big, delicious cola sweetness. And again, it's that vanilla cola now. And that seems to be what's happening with that cola edge that it had, cola Dr. Pepper edge that it had in the yellow is coming off here as a vanilla cola. And imagine, I want you to imagine a vanilla cola with a maraschino cherry on top, served at probably a typical American diner, and served with your hamburger. And that's the type of flavor that I'm getting here. It's very American. It's very delicious. It's very sweet, very luxurious flavors. Accessible flavors. This is something that anybody can enjoy, and 47%. It's really something that you can enjoy very much like 43% in terms of its mouthfeel and associated sharpness. It does not come off as a 47% whiskey. So smooth. Very nice. And by the way, this should be known that this is actually owned by Jose Cuervo. So Jose Cuervo, who owns Proximo in USA, is the owner of this whiskey. It's local. They make it local. It's still very local, but they have just bought the company and just said, hey, you do your stuff and we'll give you what you need. I'm hoping at some point we will see a tequila casked or tequila finished something like this one, the Stranahan's tequila cask finish. Now, a couple comments here. Stranahan's Diamond Peak is selected from our oldest casks by master distiller Rob Dietrich. We age our Colorado single malt whiskey in No. 3 char American oak barrels in our Mile High warehouse in Denver, Colorado. This whiskey is non-chill filtered and cut to proof with Rocky Mountain water. So that's also very cool. Another taste, and then we'll add some water. Just nice, simple flavors. Cola, vanilla, a little bit of ginger, a little bit like Dr. Pepper. Still, that's kind of there. Then this maraschino cherry. And the finish is very long, sweet, delicious, follows through very much with these flavors. So in a sense, the flavors are easily identifiable. It's not overly difficult to unravel. But the thing is, it is so well made that I would put this in a lineup with either bourbons or with single malts. And I think both single malt lovers would say, wow, this is really nice. And single malt lovers would say, this is different, but I really like the flavors. Just because of how well it's made and put together here. All right, so on to the palate now with water. Should we let it sit for a minute? Maybe we should. There. So what else is coming up on the channel? Well, there'll be lots of things leading up to Christmas. We will see a top 5 video coming from WhiskyWhistle in the next couple of weeks. There will also be the Whiskey of the Year whiskey reviews, Whiskey of the Year, what do I call that? The unveiling of the WhiskyWhistle Whiskeys of the Year, also in the next few weeks, let's say the next 3 or 4 weeks, in the lead up to Christmas. Excuse me. And there'll be a healthy dose of lives. Pardon me. Some unannounced, like I usually do, usually the Malt after midnight. So you watch for those on the channel. But also, hopefully, some scheduled lives for the end of this month and leading up to Christmas. If you'd like to see something special, by the way, on WhiskyWhistle, just send me a comment. You can send me a direct message on Twitter or Instagram, or an email at markswhiskywhistle@gmail.com. Okay? All right, here we go. Beautiful wood notes. Not quite like a cedar wood sauna, but more like just a nice fire just as it gets starting to burning that wood that you've set aside in your wood pile for a year or so. Again, this cola note, the vanilla, that cherry still there. Not much of a change here with water added for the nose. Now the palate. Cheers again, everybody. It's just richer, a little bit smoother, a little bit more of that maraschino cherry. Otherwise, very much the same. The finish, not quite as dry, still very long. This is a truly delectable whiskey, and one that I hope that you try. And if you would like to try some, well, you can get in touch with me again through markswhiskywhistle@gmail.com, and we can come to some arrangement to ship you a sample of this if you'd like. And I would only ever charge the amount of the volume that you're buying plus the shipping, and we can maybe throw in some other things for you to make that a worthwhile expenditure. So let me know if that's interesting to you. Okay, one more taste here, and then we'll get on to the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score. This is so well made. It really stands on its own, and as a single malt American whiskey. Probably, I mean, I haven't tried all of them. In fact, have I tried more than one American single malt? Maybe just the one, actually. So I can't quite say. There is quite a few single malts. There's one from Texas. There is a Westland. Corsair, do they do a single malt? Pritchard's. There's an American single malt called Pritchard's. So I don't know how these compare, but this is just excellent and highly recommended. All right, so I guess you can gather what's coming now. the Whiskey Whistle Whiskey Score, folks, that is going to be for Stranahan's Diamond Peak. It's going to be 92 out of 100. Yes, so you heard right. 92 out of 100 is the Whiskey Whistle Whiskey Score for Stranahan's Diamond Peak. I love this whiskey. I loved it from the beginning. This is just a maturation on the theme, if that makes sense. So the same theme, but just a bit older. Delicious whiskey. Beautiful to look at. Nice packaging. And not really that expensive when you consider what you're getting here, which is something very, very, very lovely from Colorado. All right, anyway, so 92 out of 100, that's the Whiskey Whistle Whiskey Score. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to click the link here to subscribe to Whiskey Whistle. Then hit the bell so you get all the notifications of the future Whiskey Whistles. And I'd love it for you to get more involved, a little bit deeper into the Whiskey Whistle community through Patreon. So check me out there, patreon.com/Whiskey Whistle. There are 3 different levels of support, of patronage, each with different benefits, and still waiting for the cask strength patron. So maybe you'd like to be the first. You'll get advanced viewing of the Whiskey Whistle reviews. There's also a selection of patron-only videos that are only for you, just for your eyes only. Okay, so check that out for yourselves, okay? Thanks for watching. We'll see you for the next one. Goodbye, everybody, and have yourselves a great day or night, whatever time of day it is. We'll see you again. Bye. Thanks for watching Whiskey Whistle. Be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a like, and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.